Alrighty, and welcome to another edition of the Inside View with Teddy Panos. I am your host, Teddy Panos, joined today in studios by my co-host for this podcast, my roommate here in the brand new offices in downtown Lowell, and of course my good friend, Madame President Danielle McFadden from the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. Good morning, Danielle. How are you?
I'm great. How are you? This is so exciting.
I know this is your debut podcast here. We should probably let the audience in on some of the behind the scenes insanity going on here. As we said, today's your first day in the office as the chamber. You're trying to get set up. I'm still trying to perfect this podcast thing. We'll see if we can get through a full podcast without having somebody's audio cut out, like poor Carla Miller and Jack Mitchell. You notice the host's microphone never cuts out.
Yeah, well, that's by design, isn't it?
So this has been perfectly designed. Yeah, exactly. I'm just going to shut the rest of you up. This is going to be my little forum
someday
here.
I'm going to be sitting in that seat, so
yes,
not
you are.
taking over for you, just, doing my own thing.
You're more than welcome to take over for me, and I'm sure the audience would be more than happy to have you do that. But you're going to do some podcasts and some features of your own, talking about the businesses and the business leaders in our community, and then just kind of being a Bergie, as we like to call you.
Got to mix it up, right?
Now, what are we calling the podcast we do? Are we going to call them Bergie and the Beast? Are we going to use that I almost used in the radio?
Or the Fairly Pod couple.
The Fairly Pod couple, right? We got the others are the Pod Squad: Jack, Mitchell, Michaela, and Badge. So
they're a great Pod Squad.
We could be the Pod couple.
We could, leave a comment. Let us know what you think the show should be called.
Yeah, leave a comment and let us know, which brings us actually to the first topic of our podcast today. By the way, no serious political stuff today. Just going to be a little bit goofy here. This is an impromptu recording session here. But we figured we'd kind of summarize week one of Inside Lowell. We launched last week, October 24th, to, I would say, mostly rave reviews. Certainly, I'm ecstatic about how many people have visited our website and our social media reach. Over 20,000 people on Facebook have viewed
and 3,000 on the website. 3,000 users.
Not bad. Are the advertisers listening to this?
Yes, it's amazing.
What do I say when we put it out there? Don't miss the train, because we're just gonna increase our rates going forward when we hit the big time. But I do want to thank all of our advertisers as always, because they really believed in us before we had anything to show. I mean, literally, I had a couple of tweets, couple of Facebook posts, and really my name, and I would kind of throw your name around just to see if I could curry some favor with folks, and it worked, and we were able to kind of launch this thing. Our studio is still under design. I mean, every day we're adding a new feature. Let me see if I can get to this camera angle. You notice?
So I'm a big fan of the ring light. So if you're watching Batch, I'm going to leave this for you when you record. Batch says that I hire somebody to walk around downtown Lowell with me in a ring light to illuminate me. But ring lights are an amazing source of lighting. We just haven't really perfected it here. Yeah. So we're trying.
Lighting in general, we haven't perfected here, but we're going to. And we are also going to kind of move into a new studio, quote unquote, as we create a more professional looking one. But for now,
this does the trick. This is pretty darn cool. Yeah. I have to say.
I'll take it.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah. All it needs is a window out onto a street, and then we're golden.
Just a window out onto the rest of the office.
And also, for folks like wondering, like, because I keep saying our and us, Danielle has been, I have to say that because Danielle has been a part of launching this and kind of coming up with the business model and the promotion and everything. As much as I have, you have done probably more.
Well, that's not true, but he's being very kind. But it's been fun.
Have. So thank you. And she is the definite brains behind Inside Lowell. I'm the voice behind it. To many people, she is the brains.
He's giving me way too much credit, but it's been really fun collaborating. We've been friends for a long time.
Yeah, and a lot of people want to know what the hell's wrong with you.
You're like my first friend when I started working in Lowell.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah. I worked for now it's
why did you tick so many people off?
I hope I haven't ticked anybody off. But yeah, I worked it's now Mills 42 Credit Union. It was Maycom Credit Union, and I was the marketing director, and we started advertising with the radio, and we became friends that way.
Yeah.
we've been friends ever since.
Yeah, you were but a young lass, 24 years old,
Yes.
climbing the marketing ladder in the banking world, and now the youngest ever president of the Greater Lowell Chamber of Commerce. I would dare to say youngest ever president of any Chamber of Commerce in the area here. Right? You were just
28
a baby
when I
You were-
started.
You were 28. Of course, now you got a big birthday coming up. Normally we don't, talk about women's ages, but you volunteered this as a discussion because there's been a lot of news about the Rourke Bridge. We actually reported a story over the weekend about the timetable being sped up. Our Inside Lowell poll question of the week, if you go to InsideLowell.com, involves bridges in Lowell and which ones you avoid at all costs. And I have a hunch the Rourke Bridge is going to win that poll pretty handily. But what a lot of people might not know is that you and the Rourke Bridge share a birthday.
Yes, a birth year.
A birth year. Oh, okay.
Yes, 1983.
So doing some quick math in my head, 2 months from now, you and the Rourke Bridge are turning 40.
Yes, I think we should have a party like on the bridge. Well, like not on the bridge where people drive, like that cage that people avoid, maybe in the cage.
Yeah,
we can have a caged birthday party.
Not getting me into one of those cages.
It can be
You kidding me?
Cajun.
That's like the stuff of horror movies, having to walk that cage.
Yeah, well, we'll have to figure something out. I want it to involve confetti
So-
and tissues. I might be crying a little bit.
Happy early 40th to
Oh,
Danielle
in the bridge.
To the Rourke
So
Bridge.
the bridge is temporary. Like, what's more of a hazard, me or the bridge?
Depends on who's using it and for what reason. So, I would say you have aged much better than the bridge, if that's any kind of a compliment. Not sure it is, but
I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get.
so happy 40th, as we said, to Danielle and the Rourke Bridge. And head over to www.insidelowell.com. Cast your ballot for which bridge you avoid at all costs, which span over the Merrimack. I'm pretty sure the Rourke, although, some of the others, in terms of traffic,
Yes.
back when the spinners were around, that Willette Bridge, the Aiken Street Bridge, was a nightmare.
Yeah.
The Howe Bridge has actually been surprisingly good.
That goes, you can
be
get
honest
over there
with you.
really fast.
Yeah, the University Ave,
Yeah.
UMass Lowell connecting the North Campus to the.
It depends on the time of day.
River.
Like, I just wrote an article about living in Pawtucketville and how people who don't live in Pawtucketville always reference the bridges and how long it takes to get places. If you time it right, it takes me usually 10 minutes to get from my house to the garage, the Leo Roy garage. Easy
Really?
peasy. For real.
Wow.
Maybe I'll Facebook Live it. I'll just I'll put my phone on the dash. I will drive
Hands-free.
carefully. Yes.
Very
yes. And show people how fast it takes. But then you'd have to listen to me singing to Taylor Swift on the way to work.
Turn the volume down and just watch. I've heard you sing. Dancing, you can do. Singing, not so sure.
Ouch.
Speaking of living in Pawtucketville, you actually wrote one of your most recent pieces here
Yes.
Inside Lowell was that you were a Highlands girl through and through.
Yes.
And you've been sold on
I am. Totally
Pawtucketville
sold.
now.
Took a decade.
Yeah.
And that's just because anybody who is watching this or listening to this, if you grew up in Lowell, you are deeply tied to the neighborhood that you grew up in. Like, there's not many people that won't say wherever they end up that they're not wherever they started from at heart.
I say it all the time. I'm an acre.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I haven't lived there since I was
Right.
5 or 6 years old, I
Yeah.
can't even remember it at this point.
Yep.
But
Fun fact, my parents' first house in Lowell was in Centerville. We were in Centerville until I was 4 years old. Yeah.
so
11th
from
Street.
Centerville to the Highlands
Yes.
and to Pawtucketville.
Yes, here I am.
And you're never leaving Lowell.
I have written that already a couple of times in my articles, so let's see. But I don't think you can take this girl out of Lowell.
Speaking of the articles, all of our posts, all of our articles, columns on InsideLowell.com, you are able to comment on, and we certainly encourage you to do so. And you actually got, I think, the first troll job.
I did. Thank you, Guillermo Pena.
The legendary Guillermo Pena,
yes.
4-time Cappy Award winner, our friend from the Radio Awards. She's one of yours too.
I don't know about that.
Not after that comment, but he went online and left a post or a comment on your Pawtucketville or Highlands to Pawtucketville transformation that took a little bit of a dig at you, saying nothing like being born on third base and thinking you hit a triple. Do you have anything to say back to
Well, if
Gilly
he
Mo?
knows me at all, I couldn't hit a triple if I tried. It'd probably take me 20 minutes to run to third base. So
Yeah, you throw like a girl. We've already established.
I don't even know if there's like a level below. Like, no, yeah, it's not good. But that's everybody's entitled to their own opinion.
So Gilly, be nice to Danielle going forward.
It's all
Don't
good.
Don't be so.
I can take it.
You can.
As long as I have my ring light.
But we've got
my coffee.
That's right.
I'm
The
good.
famous. What camera angle is that? The camera 4 shows the ring light and my laptop there. I'm telling you, the production values on this thing are really skyrocketing with each and every podcast. We're getting better.
This is impressive.
We'll get there. We'll get there. I come from a TV background,
That's true.
so I'm used to like fancy studios and lightings. But we're gonna work on that.
Yeah, I'm used to just like my cell phone taking videos, and I remember
And
one
your
time I
ring
had
light.
any of you Zoom, you need a ring light. It's amazing the difference between no ring light and ring light. Not here specifically, but like if you're on a Zoom.
It's what they used to use on Sybil Shepherd back in the moonlighting shows. They used to
I don't even know.
They used to soften it. Oh, God, see that? Oh, moonlighting. Bruce Willis, young hair. Sybil Shepherd.
That was even before the Rourke Bridge,
of her
probably.
career. No, but the Rourke Bridge was probably still temporary at the time.
So on Zoom, there is a setting where you can like soften your look. I forget what it's called, but it's a setting so like everything just softens. I could use that right now. I'm feeling 40 when I look at myself right here. Like
that's what they used to do to Sybil Shepherd. Her camera shot was always a little bit out of focus.
Yeah.
And she would.
Could you do that for me?
Could I? Well, I don't know. We have your ring light.
The ring
over
light
here.
is not. It's not the same because of the angle it's at. We'll just keep it real here, all right?
We'll perfect
Me and
the lighting.
Gilly Mopena, we keep it real.
We'll perfect the lighting. Some other commentary, and we've gotten a ton of it, as you mentioned. A lot of feedback on the different articles. A lot of feedback on InsideLowell.com. Our buddy Batch got an awful lot of discussion going on his post about is Christian Hill its own neighborhood? Should it be its own neighborhood? And a little bit of pushback, including from City Councilor Corey Robinson on that one with Batch. So I didn't know you were a Centerville baby.
Yeah,
though.
till I was 4.
Kirsten in Lowell writes, I don't think anyone would argue against your point that there are distinct sectors of the Centerville neighborhood, but at a time when Centerville is beginning to spread our wings again, it seems a waste of energy to further subdivide our neighborhood. I'd rather work together to advocate for resources to improve the quality of life on both sides of Bridge Street.
That's valid. I think Centerville's like it's like Brooklyn. Yeah, I remember Brooklyn was like up and coming, and now Brooklyn's like the place to be. So, Centerville. Yeah.
I think Kirsten also missed the intention of Batch, who's never really serious Batch.
I mean, breeder's tax.
He's written about
I told him
breeder's
next time
tax.
we're out that I'm going to buy him a drink and use the credit that I got for having 3 kids.
Can you pass a couple along this way as well? Jason in Lowell had some commentary on Dr. Scott Latham, UMass Lowell professor, who wrote about question 1.
Yes.
And he's saying it's bad for business for Massachusetts and for the city of Lowell. I happen to agree with him.
I happen to agree as well.
What do you hear from your chamber members about that? Are they concerned about it from a business standpoint?
I mean, I know, so I'm on the state and New England Association for Chambers, and we actually had somebody come and talk to us about it at the state level, obviously, because it's a question for Massachusetts. It's bad for a business. It discourages people from wanting to be, take their business to the next level or to even stay in the state.
I agree. And there is, and Dr. Latham didn't even write about this, but there is evidence from New York State and Connecticut, which have done similar things, and it's been disastrous. The wealth leaving their state, most of it going to Florida, is starting to have a negative impact on their budget, so much so that then Governor Cuomo begged millionaires to come back to New York City. Now, they also lost a bunch during COVID, have to be fair on that regard. But when you have a governor, a Democratic governor, a very liberal governor, begging millionaires to come back to your state, that should trigger a warning sign in people that wealth can move. Because let's face it, poor folks can't really pack up and move their lives. Small business owners can't pack up and move their business, their restaurant, their little hardware shop, whatever. The big companies, they can. And as Dr. Latham pointed out, especially in the technology sector where Massachusetts prides itself, thanks to our great universities and the whole biotechnology sector and all that, we pride ourselves on having this kind of knowledge, this base, this creation ability here. Well, you can move that. You don't have to move a factory.
Right.
You just pack that up and you get a headquarters somewhere else and voila, wealth disappears. We also are welcoming former state senator C. Panagiotakis with his first post yesterday, or I should say late last week, near and dear to my heart, talking about Ohi Day, which for Greeks is an important day, October 28th, the day that they rejected the Italian government, Mussolini's government's demands that Greece basically lay down or be destroyed. In the early days of World War II, the Greeks responded with one word, ohi, no, and proudly, valiantly fought against the Italians and held them back. And as Steve correctly recaps the history of it, eventually Adolf Hitler had to kind of take some troops out of northern Africa, dedicate them to Greece. Greece was eventually steamrolled and really got destroyed as part of that. However, the Europeans had a little bit of a chance to recover. Hitler's invasion of Russia kind of started a little bit later than he would have liked. They got into that winter in Stalingrad, and the rest of World War II history kind of tells you what happened there. So we Greeks like to take an awful lot of pride in that. Yeah, that's one of the few things. We haven't won too many wars since the days of our dominance, but we do take pride in that. And with Steve's column there, we get some feedback from. It would help if I actually queued all this stuff up, wouldn't it?
It's all good. We can talk. And I was just admiring how your shirt is like, you're kind of wearing Greek with pride.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if this shirt works for. I gotta go back to my I don't want to say my TV wardrobe of suits and ties all the time.
Oh no.
Only for debates, but I need to.
Yeah,
I do need to. Riley,
I almost just drank the microphone, by the way.
Did you?
Yeah.
Have a sip of the coffee.
Yeah.
Riley, if you're watching this at some point, my beautiful bride, we're gonna need birthday coming up, Christmas coming up. We're gonna need podcast wardrobe. Put that on the to-do list.
You should just get some branded, like a couple of branded nice pullovers.
Inside Lowell shirts. Yeah, we're talking. Former Lowell City Councilor Dave Conway had the feedback that I was looking for. Great job, Senator. He writes, "You bring history alive." Talking about
he really
Senator
does. He's a great writer.
Interestingly enough, of all the great pieces we've had Dan Phelps, former Lowell Sun writer, now economic development project planner for the town of Dracut. Pat Cook, who also wrote for the Lowell Sun, and he's now with Middlesex Community College. He's written a number of articles, including one that we're going to be posting soon about Judge Robert Barton. Yeah. Danielle, of course, I've written a bunch. Batch has his comical posts on there. But the most viewed piece on our website belongs to Frank McCabe.
Yes.
You discovered that.
Frank, I did. I was combing through the Google Analytics as a nerdy person does on a Sunday.
What is wrong with you?
I just, the marketing and all that, like, it just grabs me. I just love this kind of stuff.
You don't watch football. That's the problem.
I do not watch football.
Sports.
No, I don't.
If you insist.
So speaking of, as I was packing up the chamber office, I got to see if I can find the copy for this. So I found a bunch of old newspapers because they had, I guess they were saved because they had chamber ads in them and stuff. And there was this ad from the Lowell Sun, and it was in the personal section because people used to actually place ads like single white female looking for, if you like pina coladas, 20 beautiful women who love to watch sports and drink beer want us to introduce it to them. It was an ad for men or women, whoever.
I can't believe I missed that in the 80s.
Beautiful. This was in 2004.
Oh, 2004.
2004. 20 beautiful women who like to watch sports and drink beer. So I'm so curious. How did you identify these women? Like, did you just go to the bar and you're like, oh, you like football? You like to drink beer? You single? Like, how did you round up these 20 women? And that would not fly today.
I'm old enough to remember the days of 900 numbers and,
oh my God.
and other numbers. Weird things happened before the internet.
And you know what's going to happen? Like 20 years from now, we'll look at Tinder and go, what the heck? Right? Maybe? I don't know.
Yeah, probably. Again, keep your comments coming to InsideLowell.com. Please visit our website and also scroll through our sponsors. You can see them kind of here on the bottom of your screen. Spectacle Live, bringing some great shows to the Lowell Memorial Auditorium. And they're actually going to be giving us some of their interviews, including one that they just did with the Righteous Brothers.
That's so
who
cool.
are going to be in Lowell in just a couple of weeks. So we'll be able to post that. We've got a whole bunch of other things out there. A little bit of something for everybody, whether politics is your thing, news, business, community, entertainment, and of course sports. Youth sports is really where we're going to be focusing on.
I posted the
youth
first
sports.
Thing under youth sports, by the way.
I was very proud of you, knowing how much you hate sports, that you actually did the first
I don't hate
posting.
sports. I'm not going to put on a Pats jersey on a Sunday and be like, yeah, football, woo!
Not even on Super Bowl Sunday?
No.
When they got there all those years, you didn't have a Gronk or Brady shirt?
So what would that be saying about me? If just specifically for the Super Bowl, I put on a Gronk shirt.
That you like Gronk. You're not a Gronk kind of gal. Are you a Brady kind of gal?
No.
But you never liked him much anyway.
No, I didn't.
He broke Bridget's heart, and now he's had his heart broken by Giselle.
Do you think that he got his heart broken?
I would think, yeah. I would think. I'm going to say then again, we don't see her perform. I haven't seen any of her modeling shoots go bad since the divorce.
But does she even have modeling shoots? I feel like once they got married and had kids, she kind of just...
She would post a lot on social media, and you could tell she still kind of dabbled in it, and it looked like the old Giselle. But Tom's performance since the divorce has struggled. So I don't know if she's going to fall off a rock formation into the ocean while she's posing for Sports Illustrated. But that's basically what's happened to Brady.
It's like the Yoko Ono of the sports.
Brady's fallen off the rock formation as a quarterback. Well, either that or Father Time finally caught up with him. So
maybe it's the avocados. Maybe he's stopped eating avocados. The avocado ice cream he just needs to continue with.
Needs to go back to being a meat eater. Football players need to be meat eaters. They cannot be this vegan nonsense.
Give me a break.
That Brady is. I noticed, by the way, your kids are playing flag football. Your boys?
Yes, they each got 2 touchdowns the other day. And I actually got into it. Milo started running Milo, and he dove. Is it the end zone? Is that what it's called? He dove into the end zone and he got a... I know. I'll probably end up being one of these crazy sports parents, but for the time.
It'll come. Your kids will get you into it. But we were joking earlier about these kids that growing up way too fast, and yours and mine have had, I don't want to call them similar experiences, but kind of all right. So my oldest Ari is in kindergarten, 5 years old, and he's already getting love notes.
From multiple girls.
From multiple girls. Yeah. We've got at least 2 that are sending home cards that say, I love you, Ari, which is adorable. It's cute. It's adorable, right? And they're really, these young ladies are very skilled at writing those words, I love you, and drawing hearts and putting an accompanying picture of 1 or 2 people side by side in it. But I'm not sure I'm ready for this. for kindergarten. I thought I'd be talking about birds and bees at, 12, 13 years old.
You still will talk about birds and bees when they're older.
Are you sure about this?
You're not going to talk about birds and bees in kindergarten.
Are you sure about
I
this?
am sure you do not want to talk about that in kindergarten.
Well, because your youngest is Ari's age.
Yes.
And but you've got a couple of older ones. So I mean, how quickly does this escalate?
Zoe's in 3rd grade, but she's not into the whole, like, she has a girlfriend, and she's like, we're in love and we're going to get married. And every time she has a new friend, that's who she is in love with and going to get married. So she's not like that. So Landry, he's in 1st grade. Last year when he was in kindergarten, he was out with COVID, and he came back and he got this love note from a girl in his class, and it was a cute little picture.
Another kindergarten love note.
And it was like, we will continue. Well, she didn't say continue, but like, let's keep making sweet memories together. That's what she wrote.
In kindergarten.
Phonetically. So it wasn't, but you could tell what it said, and it was very well written for a kindergartner. So they're not in the same class this year, but this girl is adorable. And so we'd be outside whenever, pick the kids up, and she'd be like, hi, Zoe. Hi, Milo. Oh, tell Landry I said hi. Just like a cute kid. So they're not in class this year together. So he comes home a couple weeks ago, and he said, Mom, I have a letter from, I'm not going to say her name. So I have a letter from Claire. It's not her name. I think she about.
God, I hope not. Nobody names a kid Claire nowadays.
Claire's coming back.
Is it really?
Yeah. What's old is new.
Okay.
So he hands me this letter, and he said, I think I got invited to Claire's birthday party. And on the letter, it's an envelope. Claire's return address, Landry's name, phonetically spelled, Landry McFadden. I open it, hearts, stickers all over it. This letter is disguised as a love note. Okay. Open it up. I have to pull up the actual. Oh my God. So I open it up to see, which I don't know why he didn't open it. But anyways, Dear Landry, it is true. I have a crush on you. But listen, I had an idea to destroy you. But as long as you say sorry, I will not. So if you apologize, I will not destroy you. Okay, so I'm dying laughing.
2nd grade now?
1st grade.
1st grade.
1st grade. Different classes. So gives the note to her teacher and asks her teacher to put it in Landry's take-home folder. Okay, so like clever enough to decorate this envelope to make it look like it wasn't a destroy letter, literally. I admire this girl. Like, I think I would like her to be my daughter-in-law one day, because she starts out strong. It's
don't
true.
think you want her to be your daughter-in-law.
It's true. I have a crush on you. Like, I wish that not when I was that young, but like when I was, boys knew I had a crush on them because I would flirt with them. Like, they knew I had a crush on them, but I was not confident enough to come flat out and just be like, it's true, I have a crush on you, but I will destroy you. Like,
that's.
So some parents would probably be like, oh my gosh, I just thought it was funny and said I want her to be my daughter-in-law. I don't know.
So this is what I have to look forward to.
The love notes that Ari's getting this year will become the destroy letters that he gets next year.
Moly.
So then he apologized to her. I said, Landry, you have to apologize to Claire. And he goes, I don't know what I did to her. And every time I ask what I did, it just gets him more irritated.
Did we ever figure? We
no
never
idea.
figured out yet
no
what
idea.
happened?
No.
Between Landry and
Claire.
Claire
Bear. Yeah. No idea.
All right. By the way, my daughter, she's going to be the one writing the "I will destroy you" letter. She's got that attitude, 100%.
So funny. Kids are just funny. The other day I was getting Powerball tickets. The jackpot now is $1 billion.
I need to go out and invest a couple of bucks.
So Adam goes, oh, that's a lot. He doesn't realize they're listening, which they're always listening. So he should know that. That's a lot of freaking money. So Landry goes, freaking money. I love that. It's a lot of freaking money. And he just kept on repeating it. So finally I had to stop it. He's like, yeah, I found money in my pot. A lot of freaking money in my pockets.
Is that a sign that we're failing as parents when our kids start to use the language that we're obviously using around the house, like swear words?
A little bit.
Ari, again, he told his aunt to calm her breasts, but didn't use the breasts word. He used the more politically incorrect word, which, by the way, he does not get that from me. He got that from his mother. The calm your, what's. That's what I mean. But
also a restaurant in Lowell.
I did call.
For those of you who are wondering what. That could be another one of the Lowell lingos.
I did call somebody an a-hole. And by the way, the great thing about podcasts is we can actually swear on the internet. It's not like the radio, but I'm going to still just say a-hole. I'm not going to go that full length. But I was trying to pull into the parking lot at the Athenian with my kids and my wife, and they were going to see, they're going to go see Papu and Fiarula and have some fun. And somebody was blocking the entrance. And they wouldn't move. And I'm sitting there on Market Street taking a left. It was some kind of ride share rider or whatever. But anyway, I kind of zoom around them, and I like that a-hole won't move, right? And I hear from the back seat my daughter say, "He's not an a-hole." And I'm like, I'm cringing.
Well, she was sticking up for the person, saying, Dad, calm down. Take your time.
But you got to really be careful. You have to be careful as a parent about what you say, because these kids are sponges. They hear it. And I kind of feel like I'm failing them.
Oh, I feel like that every day to some degree.
I smell a podcast or future column on Inside Lowell, Danielle.
Well, my next column that I'm working on is just kind of comparing how I grew up versus how my kids are growing up, and like the things that they're missing out on. Like blowing into a Nintendo game to get the Nintendo to work. And like, yes, I can stomp on those toadstools and get over that chimney now.
Do they even make Nintendos anymore? Is that still a thing? Or is everything online?
They have Nintendo Switch. So it's a handheld, but also a console. And you can either buy the games, which they're like the tiny little cards that you can put in, or you can download. So now if you go to the store to get one, like you can buy it and it's a card. So it's basically like, here's Mario, but here's the code to download it. So you can still physically buy somebody the gift, but it's like a code to download.
All right.
It's the things our kids are missing.
This is what I have to look forward to. I'm ready. Not yet, not really, but anyway, Danielle, what do you say we get back to like our real jobs now?
I guess. This was fun, though.
Yeah, this was an impromptu little podcast. We'll have it online shortly, if I can figure out how to do it by myself without bothering our website designer. But you feel you kind of got the hang of this now? Should I give you the controls here?
All right.
You play with the cameras. Yeah, Let's go to the host shot.
Which is what?
Number 1.
Yay. Okay.
Okay, the guest shot. Number 2, that's you.
3 is the...
3 is the advertising money shot, yeah. 4 is the ring light shot.
Saving this for you, Batch. Keeping it here. Okay, I'm going to go on a Zoom today. 2 Zooms without the ring light because I want Batch to just have this.
There you go. And then, don't forget number 9. Bates, which hopefully we won't screw up next time we do a live show. But we do have a bunch of podcasts that are coming. Our friend Batch is going to record. Let's get you in there. Get my hand out of the screen. Our friend Batch is going to record a couple of them tomorrow, and
awesome.
Including the Power Hour with Asa and Batch and Han reprising their radio roles. We also will have a special election night show on Tuesday, November 8th, as well as a recap the morning after, which we hope will launch our tradition of a Wednesday morning live podcast that will kind of recap the city council meeting from the night before and whatever else is happening in the city of Lowell.
That's awesome. People are definitely looking for a live show from you, so that'll be really fun.
I know. I was hoping to avoid doing them.
No way. You have to give the people what they want.
I'm not waking up 5 days a week early in the morning. The whole live thing, like, okay, but we will eventually be able to work phone calls and other stuff into this and comments as well. We'll have a text line and all the accoutrements of a professional show. But for now, you get to see Danielle and others goof around with me and eventually see their podcasts as well. So, Bergie, welcome to the office.
Thank you. Very excited to be here.
Good to have you as a roommate in the Chamber of Commerce. Good to have you a part of Inside Lowell. And thank you again for everything you've done to help me get this thing launched. It wouldn't have happened without you.
Congratulations. I'm so excited for you. I'm so proud of you.
You're more excited than I am.
I'm very proud of you.
Well, thank you. It means a lot. Thank you for your help. Thank you to everybody who tuned in to this impromptu podcast of an Inside View with Teddy Panos. Make sure you're visiting InsideLowell.com every day. We're loading it with fresh content, breaking news stories all the time. For now, we'll say so long and talk to you soon. And now, see if I can get the mechanics of this. I'm going to leave the audio on intentionally so people can hear how dumb I am at this. Stop recording. Bye.